Hi, my name is Janelle Simonowski. I'm from Leesburg, Florida in the United States, and my son Colton has Tourette Syndrome. Colton was 9 years old, and it was June of 2011, and we were actually going away for the weekend, and I noticed, actually my husband noticed, that Colton's shoulder was twitching and his head would turn really quickly. And we went away for the weekend, and then we started watching him, and he would be playing with kids, and he kept doing the twitching, and it got progressively worse. So about a week later, we took him to the emergency room.
Hi, my name is Colton. I'm 10 years old. I'm in 5th grade, and I'm from Leesburg, Florida, and I have Tourette Syndrome.
Colton was diagnosed with Tourette Syndrome in June of 2012, a year after his symptoms began. Since the day that his symptoms started, he has never went a day without.
Some of my tics right now are yelling out now and when my body locks up at minutes at a time. I tic the most when I'm in school, I'm stressed, or I'm tired.
When we were told that Colton was diagnosed with Tourette Syndrome, it was really hard to accept it, but in a way we were very relieved because we felt like we finally had something that we could research and to try to help us to understand a little bit more of what he was going through and the symptoms that he was having. So in a way it was relief, but it was also heartbreaking because we knew then that this could, possibly be with him for the rest of his life.
Tics feel funny and I get chills up my spine. I tic in class every day since I had Tourette Syndrome. I've never had a day without tics.
We're always trying to come up with new strategies to try to help Colton get through the days. Some days he has lots of vocal tics, which make it really hard for the other classmates and for Colton to be able to pay attention. The latest strategy that we've tried is they've actually allowed him to chew gum, which has helped a little bit with his vocal tics. He tries so hard every day, so that's a big success, just him going and trying his hardest. I think Colton's teachers, especially since he started with Tourette's, have been amazing to us. They really have. They try to help us with all kinds of strategies to help him get through the day. They are, pretty lenient with him as far as him having the 504 plan and letting him make up work and giving him private time for testing. So his teachers have been really great. We have really good communication. We email back and forth. They call me if they have any problems. So I couldn't ask for better teachers right now. His classmates have been awesome. Kids are amazing. Well, before Colton had Tourette's, his friends knew him without the tics. Now his friends know him the same, just a little bit different. And they're all very accepting of him. They don't even really pay attention to his tics. It doesn't bother them at all. They play like they always have. And if anybody ever asks him or anything, his classmates stick up for him. They protect him.
My friends don't pay attention to my tics.
I have to admit, sometimes it is very hard to stay positive. Some days are really rough and I just have to remind myself that it's going to get better, and I have to tell Colton how strong that we think he is and how he can do this, and some things are a little bit harder for him, but he has the capability of it and he needs to stay strong and show everybody else that he can do it. I'm not gonna lie, I have my days, and some days I cry all day, and then the next day I get up and I start all over again, and just prove to him that this is just another little obstacle and we can get through it as a family.
The hardest part of having Tourette's is missing school and people watching you. Like in public and at the movies or in like restaurants. One time in school I was bullied. 2 kids, one called me a freak and one said something's wrong with you, and the teacher in that class spoke to them and told them what I had, and then they didn't say anything.
We had one situation with a teacher where he just simply wanted to be in chorus, and unfortunately the teacher was very negative towards him and told him to try to get his tics under control, and then maybe he could be in chorus. So naturally I was very upset and went to the school about it and basically demanded that the school hold a faculty meeting, and they were going to become educated on Tourette Syndrome. And that was probably the best thing I could have done. It was at the beginning of this school year, and a lot of the teachers were not aware of it, and it was very emotional for me to be at the staff meeting, but I had them watch a DVD and become educated on it, and I had a rough time through the meeting, but afterwards I've had so many teachers come up to me and thank me for doing it, that they didn't understand, or that they had heard Colton yelling no in the hallway or wherever and thought he was angry, and that they just had no idea. So they were all just so grateful to me, and that meant a lot. And then all of the teachers now know. Every teacher there, including the lunch staff, janitors, everyone was at the meeting, and they are all aware of it, and I think that is extremely important. There were many times that as a family we felt very alone, and it was really hard to know who to go to or who to talk to other than doctors that would understand what we were going through. And the one thing I have to say is, since all of this has started, we have met some of the most supportive and understanding people through different groups and through a camp that we took Colton to. It is just very heartwarming, some of the people that have reached out to us and that I've been able to talk to as a parent.
The best part is like meeting new people. Like, I went to a camp called Camp Twitch and Chow, and I met my new friend Isaiah.
The most important thing that I can tell any parent that has a child that's just been diagnosed with Tourette Syndrome is educate yourself. Listen to your gut instinct, and pay attention closely to what doctors are telling you. Keep track of medications and take notes. Take notes on their symptoms that they're having, the severity of their symptoms. If they have a tic change, what I always keep track in a calendar of different tics and when they change and how often they have them. But definitely educate yourself. Educate the teachers. Push to have a staff meeting and to make sure that everyone at the school is aware of your child having Tourette Syndrome. I don't feel any child should ever be punished for something that they cannot control. And if the teachers and the staff are not aware that your child has Tourette's, then it's very possible they're going to get punished for something that they can't help.
I would say that don't let it scare you. Some days are a lot harder, and some days are easier to handle, but it will get better. I want people to know that we are smart and just like everyone else. I want people to know that we can't control our tics, and that people should take time to realize that something is wrong and don't judge us.
I think Colton's future is going to be fantastic. I think he has great support with his family and all of his friends, and he just, like I said, he tries very hard, and I think that's important, and I think if he pushes through it, he'll do just great.
I try my hardest in school even when I'm having a bad day. My teachers help me with different things like chewing gum, white noise, and walking around the school. It's hard to explain, but what it's like is to have Tourette syndrome. It's like part of my life. It's just my normal day. I like to go hunting, fishing, and playing my guitar. I have Tourette syndrome, but it doesn't stop me from doing the things I like.